Enda, of course, means go in Swahili, and we are the first company in Kenya and Africa to make performance running shoes that are not only just great for our athletes, but are also great for other athletes around the world. I've always had a very keen interest in sports. I can't really explain why. I just really like basketball, tennis, football, but not so much football, but it's always the whole idea of watching sports and just seeing how people come together, the obstacles they achieve, the determination, the championships. It's always something that's really good. And then also coming from an international development perspective, where I felt as though Africa had been depicted as the continent of problems, be it political, health, like everybody was just talking about Africa from that perspective. And I was thinking that that's not necessarily true, that there are positive stories that could come. And so when I came back from my master's degree, one of the driving things was how can I use sports, which I like, and I really love, to create something that creates positive social impact, not just from a storytelling perspective, but also from a hope and belief perspective. And one of the things was like when you look at the sporting industry, especially in Kenya, running is one of the things we're really known for globally. And so the question was, how do we make sure that we can use this reputation in running to create something that's so much bigger? And hence we decided to make running shoes. You know, what we are trying to do hasn't been done before. You know, even just how far we've come, like nobody has done it, and that's why it's just taken us this much longer. So I think just the fact that we have tried the impossible, we have even gotten the factory here to also upgrade not only the skills of the workers but also the machinery they have. I feel like that's what's something, you know, like that's what's something showing to the younger generation that you shouldn't necessarily be limited by what you see. Like you can be as good as someone else in the world. We can compete globally. So I think that Enda represents hope for a lot of young people, like that if we could do it, I think someone else thinks, why can't I do it? Which I think is very important. I would say the key lessons would be surround yourself with people who are knowledgeable, you know, like if you are interested in the arts, then be around the artists, and not just any artists, like find the really good artists and be around them. If you are interested in being a mechanic, find the best mechanic and just be with them and see how they do what they do. If you're not able to be with them, like read about what people are doing out there, get in touch. If someone wrote something that was interesting, get in touch with them and ask them, like, why did you think of this and why did you think of that? So I would say you are essentially, like, people have knowledge, and whatever it is you want to do, someone has either done it or thought of done it or have, you know, like there's some person with that reservoir of knowledge. So I would say the lesson has been that work with people who have been in your journey. The internet is your friend. Like there's a lot of things you can learn on YouTube, on Instagram. So what I'm just trying to say is that your imagination should never be limited by your surroundings, that you could dream big. If you want to be an underwater photographer, there are people who are doing that on YouTube. They're showing people how to do it. I think once you have sufficient interest and you work towards that, I think the universe makes it happen. Like the universe tries to, okay, this person has really tried. Let's at least, that can be done is to at least get them to that path. We start business with the wrong side, like in the sense of we want something, like we want a shortcut, so we basically want to just go into market directly and like do something really quick, or try, and you're wondering why are people not paying attention to my product? I've had my company for like 3 years, nothing is happening, I'm not getting any coverage for it. So I have learned that you have to do your thing, be excellent at it, and the others will come. Like you shouldn't be driven by what people are looking for, but you should be driven by what you want to achieve. If you look at the greatest people in different kinds of fields, whether you're looking at literature and looking at Ngugi wa Thiong'o, he didn't sit and say, Professor Ngugi wa Thiong'o, he didn't sit and say, okay, what books will people like? He wrote what was inherent to him, and then if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it.